Did Team Fortress 2 just die its final death? Let's talk about it. Geek Game is an amazing community with awesome people who love to talk about everything geeky in gaming. Their Facebook and Twitter pages host awesome discussions about everything in those genres and are always full of awesome content that you should check out. They also have a YouTube channel and Twitch stream where they host their weekly live streams, talking about anything from pop vinyls to comic books to video games and more. I personally am also going to be making appearances on these streams. So go check them out and become part of this awesome community today, as they help make these videos possible. I personally am part of this community and I love it, so special thanks to Geek Game for sponsoring this video. What's up guys, J.Bandicoot here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about a rather somber subject to some and a rather surprising one to others. Now, it may surprise some people that for the last couple of years, Team Fortress 2 has still been alive and well, and actually experienced somewhat of a resurgence at one point. And yes, this is the same game that you remember Valve dropping in the orange box with Portal and Half-Life 2, and this is the same game you remember buying or playing for free in Steam all those years ago, and thought was dead a long time ago. But in reality, TF2 has actually been as popular as it's ever been, with player counts remaining steady up to this point. Now let's get into what just happened to TF2. Now for some of you more casual players, you might not realize that TF2 actually has an economy in its player base. Now this isn't an economy directly sponsored or implemented by Valve, it's more of a community created one in the form of keys. Now what keys do, if you don't know already, is they open Manco supply crates where you can get weapons, cosmetics, hats, you name it. These specific items have a varying degree of rarity, the most rare being called unusuals, with each unusual having a unique effect applied to the item, maybe flames coming out the top, or numbers, or playing cards, or what have you. It has various effects dependent on what the unique application of the unusual is. This is where the economy thrives, as unusual items are always rare and tradable for a decent amount of money on third-party sites like backpack.tf or trade.tf. However, something happened very recently that may have very well killed the TF2 economy, and really most of its player base with it. You see, a few days ago, Valve released an update for TF2, and yeah, you might be surprised to learn that TF2 is actually still receiving updates from Valve. For the most part, it seemed like a standard update, balancing tweaks, bug fixes, the works. However, something in this update created an exploit that players discovered very quickly and began to share. You see, Manco supply crates come in different numbers and give you different items according to what number the crate is. It was discovered that using a key to unlock crates number 82 and number 85 would 100% guarantee you an unusual. Now this might seem really cool to you at first, getting a guaranteed rare item for just one key that usually retails for anywhere between $1 and $2.50, but for the community as a whole, it is absolutely detrimental. I'm not going to go into the specifics as to how economies work here, but the basic premise is supply, demand, and available income. As long as people have the money to buy something and they need it or they want it really bad, they're gonna buy it. Unusuals are the most coveted items in the game, so of course people are gonna go out of their way to either buy them on third-party trading sites or buy enough keys to unlock enough crates to try their luck at getting an unusual. This is what keeps the TF2 community running. But now that unusuals are so easy to come by, that makes them much less rare and much easier to come by. So keys to these crates and the crates themselves have skyrocketed in price on third-party sites because they contain these unusuals and they contain such easily accessible, coveted items. In contrast, the unusuals themselves have plummeted in price because of how easily accessible they have become. So why pay upwards of 5 times what a key or a crate is usually worth, and why pay money for an item when it becomes so common? That's the issue that TF2 has run into right now. Nobody wants to buy these keys or these crates because they're so expensive, and nobody wants to buy the unusuals because they're so common. The main selling point in the economy of TF2 has just been obliterated, and that could cause some major issues. Firstly, there's a large portion of the player base who regularly use TF2's economy either to get cooler unusuals for themselves or to just turn a profit. That option has now been completely phased out, as there is literally no way to turn a significant profit in the economy now. In turn, those players will no longer be able to play the game how they intend to play, and they'll end up leaving. Furthermore, new players that are attempting to get into the game for the first time, or returning players who have relative experience with the economy, will be turned away because of the hefty asking prices for keys and crates. With a plethora of players leaving the game because of these prices, it only adds to the player count dropping and will undoubtedly result in a max exodus from the game. It's a damn shame too, because this game is one of those games that is just timeless. I mean, if you don't care about the game's economy and just want to play the game, you can still definitely play it without any noticeable issues, but the problem is that the economy has become so ingrained in the culture of TF2. Combined with the fact that most of the game's players are cult followers who know the ins and outs of the game and almost completely rely on the economy. This will result in the game losing an insane amount of players, losing steam, and possibly fading into obscurity for the final time. This is definitely a dark day for TF2 and a dark day for me because I love this game. This is actually one of the 2 games that I've ever played competitively and in sanctioned leagues. I've had an incredible amount of great memories with this game, and I just hope that somehow, some way, it can stand this devastating catastrophe. But what do you guys think? Can TF2 recover from this? Did you think TF2 died a long time ago? Are you going to give it one more shot while there are still players actually on the servers? Let me know in the comments below, I'd love to read your thoughts. And as always guys, thanks so much for watching, it really does mean a lot to me. If you like what you saw here, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that thumbs up and notification bell buttons at the bottom for more videos. Thanks guys, and I'll see you all later.